What's up, everybody? We're back here at San Diego Comic-Con, once again in the Supersonic press room. I'm with composer Chris Bacon. Chris, how you doing today?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Absolutely. All right, so obviously, when you talk about Netflix, you talk about the biggest show that everyone's dancing around to, having a lot of fun. It's no other than Wednesday, which has already been greenlit for a second season. Will you be a part of that?
I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
All right, there it is.
Nothing's official till the ink's
yeah.
dry, but
yeah, but just beyond the work that you put in, how do you feel about the reception, seeing how excited folks were for watching the series?
you don't really know how something's going to land when you're working on it. I mean, you suspect it's someone like Tim Burton and Jenna Ortega and the heritage and pedigree people involved. You think, oh, this could be cool, and then you start watching it, and there are moments like the Paint It Black moment, and it's like, oh, this could land,
yeah.
And then you keep going on it, and it doesn't ever seem to have any weak spots.
Yeah.
And but you still don't know, And then when it comes out in the first week, you're like, oh, this is the most watched show ever. It's like that's not why we do this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's something very gratifying knowing that what you're doing is connecting with people, or what I don't mean like what I'm doing, but what I'm working on. This thing, because we spend a lot of time, so much time and effort and energy into doing this, and so when that connects with people on that level, it really is gratifying.
Yeah, most watched show in Netflix. I mean, and then we can just throw out some other big names there, Stranger Things and The Witcher. I mean, that just speaks for itself right there. Wednesday was amazing. If you haven't checked it out, do so. And I do ask this in the utmost respect here. What type of place do you have to go to score a project like that?
As far as a place to go to, it really is a matter of understanding the story.
Yeah.
So what is the story being told? Being a bit of a dramatist. Is it through what the characters are saying? Is it through what they're not saying?
Mm-hmm.
Am I supporting? Is it just play the action? Sometimes it's that, and sometimes it's just being a presence in the background, lurking but not saying anything.
Yeah.
So it's understanding what the story is, and then finding the ways musically to support that story.
Yeah.
So just sometimes it's like you put on your method hat and get. There's a really aggravated action. I gotta get in there. I mean, other times it's like, cut up an onion, just get up there. I gotta get my tears going if I gotta do a sad scene. But no, it's just a matter of trying to be empathetic to the characters and what's happening, and being able to hopefully translate that musically.
Yeah. So not all the butterflies is out, and we already know season 2 is coming. Do you approach this differently, or are you just back to the same script here?
You just go back to not even trying to do what worked, but just trying to do the job the best that I can, the best way that I can.
Yeah.
And then the reaction will be the reaction.
Yeah.
There probably will be additional pressure this time that we didn't have season 1.
Yeah.
But it really is just again telling stories, and I love it.
Yeah. Other projects you're working on that you may be able to talk about right now?
Well, right now everything's kind of shut down.
Right.
But I do have some theme park things going on.
Okay.
That I really love doing, like something for Disney and something with Universal.
How does that work? Because I mean, when you go to theme parks, you automatically hear a melody, and I'm guessing that's what you're a part of. Do they tell you specific parts of the part, or they just overall say we have an idea and here you go? Like how does that work?
Well, it's in some cases, I can speak to rides. I've done half a dozen rides or so. It's what is the story again, and then it depends on the kind of ride. But it is, especially with Disney, they're really supportive of music. It's so much a part of who Disney is.
Absolutely.
So coming in and being melodic and being thematic, telling the story, and then, but what's so gratifying about it is Disney. It always sounds good. They invest so much in the infrastructure and the audio visual of it.
Yeah.
So it's really rewarding to be able to write music that people are going to hear and people are going to recognize, and that they're going to connect with and enhance their experience of being out in the hot, dealing with way too many people. Where it's not actually the happiest place on earth, but it's it can be.
Yeah.
It's just
And that's interesting, because that means like your job is like the therapeutic side of folks within the chaos. Whether it's the ride that you are on the edge of your seat anticipating, or it's the vast amount of folks and their personalities and so on. But the music is what actually calms you, or could rattle you. But I would assume in Disney World you want to be more on the calm side.
And in some ways you're creating nostalgia. In some ways you're referring to nostalgia.
Yeah. So on on that note, we're working with somebody like Disney. Does that allow you to use certain melodies and tones that's specific to them?
It depends on the attraction. Depends on it. Sometimes it's an existing property.
Yeah.
So it comes in and connecting with what's been done and adapting it. And sometimes it's something brand new for a new ride, a new experience, and that's just as fun.
Wonder what that conversation like. Is it like a here you go? Or you're like, hey, I kind of need this, and they're like, okay.
Well, again, it depends if it's an existing IP. Like for example, if you're doing, I'm just making this up, Donald Duck's Wacky Adventure, whatever. You're gonna find something that so find something that connects into that already existing world.
Yeah.
But if it's a different thing, like what I did for Mission Space in Orlando, it's a brand new thing, and just score it like you're scoring a movie.
Yeah. Final question for you. I mean, you obviously are very proud of your work, and you've been doing this for a while time. Do you ever just sit back and kind of pinch yourself about this experience and just the ride and just, the memories, the moments you've created for all of your fans?
I think sometimes it's, I'm going to say yeah. Sometimes but it usually takes someone else reminding me. Yeah. Like, it's really, because it is really cool that I get to do what I love to do. Yeah. So many people hate their jobs. And sometimes I hate my job, but still, I love that I get to do this. I love that I get to create. I love that I get to work with music. And I love that I work with really great people. And so sometimes people come in and say, well, it's so cool what you do. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. It is cool that I get to do what I do. So I do appreciate those moments to reflect and be grateful.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you, man. And I'm looking forward, obviously, to season 2, but a lot more of your work, man.
All right.
Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it.
Have a good con, okay?
Thank you, too.
Yep.
I do this.